Hi everyone, Candace here at Skin Serenity Spa. And so today, this client is on her VIP membership, but she's added a lash and tinting, lash and brow tinting combo with that, which she's going to get 10% off. But I just wanted to show everyone some things. Somebody asked me the other day a question that was kind of interesting to me. So as you see, she doesn't have her headband on yet, but she is draped. And so we at Skin Serenity Spa are firm believers in we don't touch you without gloves. Now some people say, well, you know, what about during a facial massage? Well, let's talk about that for a second. So I just cleansed you, exfoliated you, and probably extracted you, and probably tweezed a few brow hairs here and there or whatever. And so when you do that, 9 times out of 10, you don't see it as the client, but as an esthetician, we see it. There'll be a pinpoint of blood that happens when we pluck maybe that one hair, which equals bloodborne pathogens. So if we are doing any of that without gloves, or if anyone out there is, you got a problem. Now, so say that you've done that and then you take your gloves off because you're going to do a facial massage. Well, sorry guys, but that is still potential bloodborne because you don't know if that's really stopped secreting anything or not. Chances are that it still is to some degree. So we do facial massage here with gloves. Our gloves, obviously, they fit us very well. They feel like skin. We get really expensive. We pay a lot of money for our gloves so that it feels like skin. So that's a little bit of, that's just a tidbit of information of how we do things and why we always wear gloves, even if I haven't even put her headband on. So I had a client in here the other day, and sometimes at night you scratch your head and you don't realize that you've scratched yourself and you've created an injury. And so sometimes I'll see small little scabs, male or female, in this kind of area. And so if you go like this and just to try and get the hair out of the way, to put a headband on with no gloves on, the opportunity for you to crack that open and end up with blood on you is very prevalent. So those are just some of the basic reasons that why we make sure that we always have gloves on. So anyway, so now we're going to start, and she's doing a lash and brow tint combination. So we're going to, now some people start with the lashes and then do the brows. Because the lashes are setting, that's not how I do it. But there's no right or wrong with that. I do it the opposite because I blend my tint in the same bowl. Is that thunder? Mm-hmm. Wow. Yeah, it's supposed to be bad this afternoon. So this is almost dead. And we try not to waste any of this because this stuff is expensive. That's for sure. Okay, and that's more than enough anyway. So this is a dead dog. And brow tinting is really, brow tinting is actually an art form. So how you should have someone approach brow tinting in a manner where they're going to apply and remove if they don't know you. Because you can always add more tint to the brow, but you cannot, I promise you, you cannot make it lighter. Once it's tinted to a certain level, that's it. If you've gone Groucho Marx brows, which some people are too young and don't really understand who Groucho Marx was, Google him. And you will understand exactly who I'm talking about. Actually, this held really well, April. You know, your lashes held really good, too.
Well, because
yeah, no, it looks really good.
Go to the best.
Oh, you're sweet. Oh, that's.
You know, you can talk during the video.
I did not expect her to say that. It was making an observation.
We like our videos very organic.
Oh,
I didn't know, so I was laying like a corpse.
I can, if there's anything that's said, I can always just crop it out. Like,
Okay.
like right now, like I'll probably just like mute it or whatever. I've gotten to a point where I just let Candy go.
Good answer.
I just let her do her thing.
Let's just let her go. Wind her up and watch her go. So yeah, if you have anything to say, April, you're more than welcome to say it. Yeah.
Because you don't watch our videos. We have a microneedling series happening right now with Stephanie, and then they're just talk. The whole video, just talking the whole. And it's fun because it just shows because she's so numb, you can't feel the needles penetrating the skin, and she just having a ball. They're just having a ball while they're getting a treatment done.
Wow.
So it's really
well,
cool.
It's supposed to be fun. Yeah.
Well, it's very nice and relaxing as well, and fun. And then then you look so beautiful at the end. Well, for some things, right?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, and it's interesting because I cannot believe the thunder. They said this afternoon was going to be the worst, and I can't believe that's what that thunder.
I got what do you call that guy? Groucho Marx? I got my brows Groucho Marx style.
I love my brows, Groucho Marx. I don't have much hair.
I like them nice.
Actually, I don't
and
have
dark.
any hair. That's why I have permanent
You don't
makeup.
your eyebrows look great.
Well, the first day they were really dark. It's been what, 2 days?
Yeah.
So
They always are
yeah, it's always dark the first day. I went into body combat on Wednesday because he did it on Wednesday, and I'm looking in the mirror and I'm like, holy crap, my brows are so dark. Now they're perfect. They're perfect temperature. I like to call it temperature.
Ooh, I like that.
I do too.
Perfect temperature.
So, when you do brow tinting, when we do brow tinting, I should say, when we do brow tinting, you apply one, let it set, apply the other, and then, as you see, I'm trying to get into all of the hairs, and that's why I'm telling you, this stayed really good. This looks really good. So she still has a lot of tint left from the last time she was here. So they're not going to stay. It's not going to stay on long at all, and it shouldn't stay on long anyway. And as you see, I only put that little teeny tiny drop of tint, and look at how much I made. And that's going to tell you why I do the brows first. The brows and the lashes are two different color. So if I still had this left, because I'm going to use the same bowl, and I try to utilize that developer. And that's exactly what I'm going to do. I'm going to utilize the developer that I have in there, so I'm not wasting more product when unnecessarily. So that's a little tidbit of information for you aspiring estheticians or new estheticians that were not taught any of this in school, because they don't teach you all the tricks like I want them to.
Oh yeah, it's dark out there.
So this is perfect for her, this color. It may not look a lot, but once it starts to settle down, you're going to see it's going to slowly darken. So while that other brow is just setting for a second or two to make sure that it's even in color, I'm going to start getting ready. So you just want to make sure that you allow enough time for the opposite brow of what you started on to catch up with the original one. It's not a long time. It's a matter of seconds, really. So we're gonna let that. Now, as you see, I already went through her lashes, and her lashes really didn't have much of anything on them. So she's good. If they show up with mascara, phew. Okay, open your eyes, look towards me, way up. Okay, so that's what you want. You want their eyeballs, the retina, to come straight towards you, and you're just gonna daub a little bit of Vaseline, just not a lot, just a bit. And we have eye pads. Some people use Kleenex, some people use a gauze and cut it. Whatever you want, whatever is best for you, but this is what we decided to use. And that Vaseline is just going to hold that in place after she closes her eyes. And you want to get it up underneath all of those little tiny, okay, close. And they don't want to close with, they don't want to squeeze tight. It's not a kind of thing. It's just like closing your eyes very gently. And then after they close their eyes, then you adjust a little bit. Make sure everything's good. And she's good to go. Now I have this brown here. So now I'm going to take my deep black and I'm going to put just a dot. And I'm kind of a fanatic about putting everything away as I go. I don't like anything. I don't like stuff everywhere. It makes me crazy. I like a nice clean slate on the countertops as much as possible. So I had plenty of developer in here to work with. And so I'm going to blend this and see how we look. And I know how much I'm going to be putting on the lashes. And so we will see if we need to add just a smidge of developer. Well, I hope the Palm City Chamber golf tournament's finished because I hope they're off the course. I mean, of course they would be. I just hope they got to finish their tournament. So this looks good. So if you like divide that in half, that looks good. And you can see it's really starting to turn black. And it's going to turn more black as we go. So I get quite a bit on here. Lash tinting is all about, you want to glop it on. It wants to be everywhere. There's a couple little lashes down here I want to get. You find those strays and you try to get them up to be with everything else, but sometimes you just can't. They have a mind of their own. And I just kind of roll it on to make sure that a lot of it gets on there. I like to leave lash tint on approximately 15 minutes, between 12 and 15. Any less than that, you're not going to have good results. It's not going to last. I mean, there's a reason why her lashes still have a fairly decent amount of tint still on them. I really like to leave it on a long time. Now, as we're doing this, we are getting the lower lashes at the same time to a certain degree. So this iPad is just a great protector of her skin on the lower lash line. On the upper lash line, we are almost making like an eyeliner because I'm getting it on here so thick that it will tint the skin just a bit. I have clients that absolutely love that. It just gives a really good depth. Now, when you add mascara to this, you're just like, pow with the lashes. They're just like, wow.
Oh, it makes such a difference.
I know. It's great because you don't have to, but it's a win-win. You don't have to put mascara on, but if you do, it's like it enhances just crazy.
Well, it's so great. Like during the day, if you're running to the office, you could just curl them, and they're nice and black. And then when you go out at night, you want them, more to pop. Then you just throw on some mascara, and it's very nice.
So these sticks that we use here are incredible. I love, love, love using these sticks. They just make everything so much easier. They're small, they're you know, they're easy to work with because of the size of them. You have a slanted wood to do your mixing and application, and then when you have fine work to do, like any of this little cleanup, I can just come back in and just pull. And so the tint starts to pull away from the very tips of the lashes that you can see. I mean, I don't know if you can see it with the shot, but you always have to just kind of pay attention, because I did have it on there, but it just kind of pulls away. You just kind of move it around. Now there is definitely a tingle factor. I don't know anybody that's ever had their lashes tinted, including myself, that doesn't have tingle. To a point where when you go to remove, a lot of times, because we put it on so thick that it gets in to the area that is just inside the eye here, because we apply it so thick on the uppers that it bleeds down. And so when we go to remove the tint, you know, there is a certain amount of it that inevitably gets into just inside the eye. Now, it's not going to blind you. It's made specifically for lashes and brows. It's not hair tint, it's lash and brow tint, the product. So there's nothing in there that's going to cause any damage to the eye. It just, you know, it just stings like hell sometimes, depending upon how much gets in there. And it's not anyone's fault. It's just the nature of the beast, because you want to give the client the best treatment and make sure that the lashes are tinted deep enough, so and thoroughly enough, so that they're happy with their outcome. So if you can see, especially on this eye, see the bit of a liner that we're giving her? Now, the tint stains the skin, but we have remover, so all of this that you see here will not be there at all. But a lot of clients like that line to stay because it's a fine line. I know I do, as someone, yeah, I love that. I like that kept. I don't like that cleansed off. Now I hear the rain. I couldn't hear it before. There you go.
Thank you.
So now she's going to wipe what she needs, and then I'm going to ask her if she needs a couple of drops in her eyes. She's going to open them slightly on her own. She gets this all the time, so she knows the drill. You good?
Yeah.
Sorry, baby doll.
It's all right.
You good?
Yep.
Okay, close. So now we're going to cleanse. Now that she has brows and lashes.
Yay.
I know, right?
You can tell, like, right at the end of the month, you're just like, oh, I look so washed out. I need to see Candace. She needs to add color back to my face.
What are we doing?
Yep.